You're not going to want to miss this episode of the AI Show where we talk all about AI app templates in Azure AI Foundry with my friend Mark and Varun. Make sure you tune in. Hello and welcome to this episode of the AI Show where we're talking all about AI app templates in Azure AI Foundry with my friend Mark and Varun. How you doing, my friends?
Hi, Seth.
All right, so I thought we'd start with introductions. Why don't we start with you, Varun, and then we'll go to you, Mark.
Sure. My name is Varun, and I'm a product lead in AI Foundry for templates.
Fantastic. And Mark?
Yeah, Mark. Mark Taylor. I'm an engineering lead for Foundry templates and cover the ones we'll be demoing.
Amazing. So let's start with you, Varun. Tell us about app templates. What problems are they trying to solve?
Yeah. Before we talk about the templates, let's start with the challenges. Businesses across all the industries are navigating rapidly in an evolving world of AI. While the pressure to adopt AI technologies and quickly demonstrate the value of AI is growing, the path to implementation is far from simple, especially for the developers. Starting from scratch can be very, very complicated and time consuming. Building AI solutions requires stitching together multiple components, such as data pipelines, model orchestration, scalable infrastructure, etc. So, without the right foundation or a reusable assets, these obstacles can slow down the progress and increase cost, increase time, and create uncertainty about the return of investments.
Yeah, and sorry, go ahead. You were saying.
And that's why we build these AI templates.
Yeah, and my sense is that like these applications have a lot of gluing of stuff together to make them even work. I know that like I built some of this stuff. Is that what this is intended to solve?
Exactly. This is what it's going to be solving all those problems so that the developers can really focus on solving the business problems rather than kind of how do we stitch together different components.
So that's where app templates come in. Why don't you tell us about those?
Yes, absolutely. So these AI templates provide a powerful head start for teams looking to explore, build, and scale AI applications without the overhead of starting from scratch. They really enable developers to go from idea to deployments all within few minutes, really helping them to accelerate experimentation and reduce the time required to demonstrate the real business values. And these templates are designed to streamline the development process, really offering a pre-built and a modular components that handle the most common tasks that you need. For example, data integration or orchestration or a prompt engineering or a deployments, etc. So by leveraging these ready-to-use blueprints, team can really focus on solving domain-specific business problems and less on setting up these foundational infrastructures. And these templates support a wide spectrum of scenarios, from a basic prototypes to really a production-grade solutions. They are really highly customizable, so definitely allowing our developers to adopt to a diverse business needs, such as optimizing customer service operations or automating repetitive tasks or analyzing large data sets or improving search and a product discovery or validating code or many more.
Okay, so I have this slide here, but before we get to it, I thought, how did you actually pick the templates that are going to, because I see a lot of templates here of the kinds that are available, but how did you actually pick them?
And that's the major focus and effort went into that, Seth. So these templates are really built to address the most common and high impact use cases and the technical patterns that businesses encounters when they can try out AI. And they are not just theoretical examples, they are grounded in a real world needs. And we developed these collection of templates by analyzing insights from over 1,500 customer engagements. across the industries. And through these different conversations and surveys, we identified recurring challenges and patterns and opportunities where AI can deliver the most value. And they definitely vary from complexity to support wide range of teams, those who are looking to try out AI, or to more ready to advanced production scale solutions. And this flexibility really empowers organizations and developers to deliver results much faster.
Got it. And so these templates that we're seeing here on the screen were from seeing what customers are already doing and the challenges, and they're meant to address the challenges that they're having in doing these things.
Absolutely, yes.
That's amazing. So I feel like I want to see some of this stuff in action. What do you got for us, Mark?
Sure. I'll just share my screen here. When you install Foundry and you have it in the portal, and you open it, you can see that in Foundry there's a portal available to you that you can go to. That's sort of a dedicated developer portal, and within that you can see on the right here, there's a whole bunch of options that you have for accessing various Foundry functions. But one of them is templates. So that's kind of when Varun was referring to the templates, these are the business use cases, and they're all here for you. Each one of them is sort of standardized. So you've got an open in GitHub button for all of these. All of these have open source code associated with them, and they kind of fall into two basic categories. So there's the getting started templates. We have two of those, one for sort of getting started with the general chat application, and one for getting started with agents. And then there's a whole bunch of these that are based on kind of more customer scenarios and are more complex. And we'll be looking more in depth at the multi-agent workflow a little later, but I'll start by kind of showing this getting started with agents template. And all of these will have a similar sort of layout. So it should help you to get started faster with any of them. There'll be a solution overview with an architecture, key features. So you can see here that some of the key features of this one are built-in monitoring and tracing, agent evaluation, some security features, and some screenshots of showing you how the application will look. We also have a similar deploy experience for all of them. So we'll kind of cover what that looks like in a little more detail. But the basic options are that there's two kind of push button options. One is that you can open a sort of virtual developer environment within Codespaces, or you can use dev containers. And so that's just a button click, and then you're off and running for the deployment. You can also, it's a little more complicated, but you can also use a local kind of setup there. And you can see, I'll just show quickly down here, we cover all of the configuration options from the deployment. And then there's a couple of areas where we go drill a little bit more in depth with those features. So you can see in more in depth about what's supported for tracing and monitoring and agent evaluation and those kinds of things, along with some of the security features. So that's what the templates look like overall.
That's cool. That's cool. But did you brought something to show us it working in action? Is that right?
Yes, so we can kind of demo what the experience would be with the multi-agent template. And again, these are to kind of get started. So developers would use this to get started with projects, or you might even use this for demoing to folks who are stakeholders. But let's go ahead and take a look at on the multi-agent template what it would look like to install this thing. And we have a video here to kind of install takes a little bit longer. So we have a video here. You just scroll down within the GitHub. And in this case, we've picked Codespaces. The first step is just logging into Codespaces. Then we'll create a new Codespace. And from here, we open VS Code. And if you don't have VS Code installed, there's a link for you to go ahead and install it. This takes a little while to set up. We've kind of skipped through that, but VS Code will open with the project in the left-hand pane. From there, you just open a terminal, and all you have to do using the Azure Developer CLI is type AZD up. And at that point, it will walk you through a number of different options. Some of them are really basic, like logging in and location and setting up an environment name. This is just sort of a unique name that gets tagged to all of your resources and identifies your project. There's a couple in here. I think we're going to go next to picking the subscription, and then after that we'll be looking at location. But there's a couple of here that are worth talking about a little bit more. Our location is divided, so we have a model location and then we have a infrastructure location. The reason we did that is because we hit a lot of sort of resource constraints on the model location a lot. So this is only showing those locations where it will support this particular solution. So I've gone down and I'm installing the model in Sweden Central, the Foundry implementation in Sweden Central. This next one is a choice of using a well-architected framework installation for your infrastructure, or using a straight, the basic infrastructure. In this case, it's set up to automatically use the basic infrastructure. If you were to select the well-architected framework infrastructure, you'd get production level things like private endpoints and private networks. The rest of these things are all fairly self-explanatory, so we've skipped over some of those in the video presentation here. So this will go through, and it takes about 7 to 10 minutes to install. You can see here in the output, it's 7 minutes and 42 seconds it took for this particular run.
That's cool. And so what it's doing is it's actually setting everything up, right?
Yeah, it's setting everything up, all of your services, everything that you would need. And you can see here a list of the resulting resource group of those services. And we're just going through here and showing how you would actually start the application from the web service. But yeah, it sets up all of the basic infrastructure. And as I said, on the well-architected framework infrastructure, that choice would have set up a lot of extra resources that are more needed for kind of a production environment. The resources that we set up here are more sort of the basic resources to get started with the template, maybe do a proof of concept, something like that. Okay, so once that's deployed, we can actually go into the multi-agent workflow automation GitHub here, and this will show us what we saw in the video. But once that's deployed, what we will get are these services. So Cosmos, Foundry, a container app, and a website, along with some services to support containerized. All of these things are containerized. So supporting those containers, we have some services that are for that as well. But what's most interesting is kind of this agentic architecture, which shows how the app actually works. So the basics of the app is when I put in a request, there's an agent that takes a look at that request and will come up with a step-by-step plan to achieve whatever it is I've asked it for. And it comes up with that plan in the context of all of the agents that it has that can support it. So in this case, you can see HR, procurement, product. All of these agents are supporting that plan. Once it has that plan, it has a kind of step-by-step representation that it puts in a ledger, which kind of tracks the plan throughout and the state of the plan in Cosmos. There's a group chat manager that actually goes through, and with a human in the loop, so I can approve or reject any of these, we'll go through and execute the different steps in the plan using the agents that the planner agent has access to. So I can show a quick demo of this. You can see the application here, and we've got some quick tasks set up to show how it works. I can draft a press release, and this is going out now, and it's accessing the agents that I've defined for it, that it has access to, and is deciding how it can write a press release about current products. So right now it's creating a plan. The planner agent is doing that.
So while it's doing that, because I know this takes a little bit of time, effectively it's a modern planner architecture that you've deployed into whatever services I, for example, have using the template.
Yes.
Okay.
Using the template, we've deployed basically this whole application, and you can modify this to meet your needs. But it's basically set up as a planner kind of orchestrator. So you can think of it as the planner is orchestrating all of the activities using the LLM, and the plans are not determinative. So I might be able to type in anything that I want here and get a plan for it, and it will try and use the agents it has access to go ahead and implement the plan. So in this case, I'm going to get information about different products, and this is using the product agent. You can see here that we list the agents that it's kind of enlisting in its plan. So I get information about different products from that. It looks like it gave me a number of pieces of information about my phone plans and other products that I have. And the marketing agent now should be going and writing an actual press release. as I asked it to do. So there it is. The marketing agent writes a press release.
This is amazing. People are going to want to do this. Where can people go to find out more, Varun?
Yes, and as you thought, we have built the multi-agent app all within 10 minutes. And there are a bunch of templates that we built, and you can access this in the AI Foundry. And all of those ties to multiple use cases, around 70 plus use cases. So go now and try it in AI Foundry. There's a tab on the left. It's AI template, explore.
I love it. And then there's also a blog post. Can y'all tell me more about this?
Yes, so there's a blog post where also published around it, which explains like these are different templates that we build, how it ties back to the different use cases. If you're a beginner, you try it or get started with the AI agent or AI chat, or if you have a sophisticated use cases, you can try it one of the other templates that we have built, and it explains you step by step how to kind of get it deployed.
Thank you. Well, this is awesome. I am a huge fan of getting started stuff that actually exercises the product. So I'm very excited about this. Thank you so much for spending some time with us, my friends.
Thank you for having us here.
And thank you so much for watching. We're learning all about AI app templates in Azure AI Foundry on this, the AI show. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Take care.